In this question, we want to talk about bubbles, and in particular, the housing bubble, as well as how a housing bubble can bring about a recession. First, let's talk about what a housing bubble or a bubble in general actually is. And bubbles, in a nutshell, are essentially a result of unrealistic demand causing gross overvaluations of certain assets. So, houses are a type of asset. And a housing bubble indicates that there's a rapid increase in prices of houses due to a rise in demand, speculation, and belief that ever and ever rising prices will be sustainable. Housing bubbles usually originate due to an increase in demand of houses, which, in the face of limited supply, pushes up the price of existing houses, which in turn attracts speculators aiming for short term gains, thereby fueling demand and prices up even further. So you can see it's like a continuous vicious cycle. Um, However, this continuous rise in prices, as you can probably imagine, is inherently unsustainable. After a point, demand decreases, which brings in a huge fall in the prices of houses. This is known as the bursting of a housing bubble. And bubbles of any type are generally unsustainable. So, like any other bubble in the financial sector or the retail sector, a housing bubble also comes to an end as well. So let's take an example. Suppose the economy is in a long run equilibrium and the housing bubble bursts. This bursting of the house bubble brings a decline in spending on residential construction, which is a part of investment spending. Thus, if investment spending falls, general GDP will also decrease. On the other hand, falling house prices also wipe out the wealth of households, and which leads to a fall in consumption spending and investment spending, which brings further decreases in aggregate demand. This cumulative fall in aggregate demand will lead to attainment of a new short-run macro equilibrium, which will be at the left of the previously attained long-run macroeconomic equilibrium. In other words, real GDP becomes less than potential real GDP, which indicates a recessionary economy. So in this way, housing bubbles bring about a recession due to the change and the negative impact they have and the rapid impact they have on real GDP. And just for further reading, you might want to look into the last kind of huge bubble we witnessed, which was the Bitcoin cryptocurrency bubble. It didn't exactly cause a recession, but it was a bubble nonetheless. And another thing you could say is currently, as we're perhaps going into a recession, we might say that the entire equity market, especially technology stocks, is what a lot of people are saying, are currently highly overvalued and might have been in a bubble to begin with, but that's to be seen.